Alright guys, so this video is going to be one of those rambles when I go on just rabbit holes of revelation, because it's all too much to organize. It would just take a lot. So I just want to, Yah is so good. This morning I was trying to just organize a revelation I realized last night and share it with everyone. And while I was doing that, I fell upon Psalm 45. And so I just decided to share that with you guys. So I've been letting that soak in on this, Guys, the revelation of Mary Magdalene, you could literally write a book about it. Okay? And it goes deeper than that. I'm going to share what I got, okay? So try to follow along with me. Our Bibles tell us, we don't want to hear this, but our Bibles tell us that we're going to have a symbolism of an Assyrian presence on our land, okay? We're going to be occupied. We're going to have an Assyrian presence on our land, a foreign military presence on our land, okay? Many people probably received that already. Now, Amos chapter 1, verse 1 tells us that this might be going on for like 2 years. Okay, now, in order to receive this, what you have to do is go to Amos chapter 1, verse 1 and look up all the meanings of the names and decode that. Okay? It means, because it really seems like we're being set up for these times. And how do I put this? Yes, we're going to have an occupied military foreign presence on our land. Yes, God is going to pour out his spirit. When the enemy comes in like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord raises a standard. So we might have a redemption. We might have a first fruits redemption. I really don't know. Personally, I am experiencing more graceful manifestations of God's presence and spirit on me. And the FBI wants to say hi. Excuse me. So this is what I'm getting at. I don't want to take up too much of people's time. Okay, so look at Amos chapter 1, verse 1. Look up the meanings of all that names. Decode that code. Okay? So it's pretty much saying we're going to have a foreign occupants on our land. God is going to raise his standard on his people. Okay? So we're going to contend with Assyria. God is with us and God will prevail. Okay? So Amos chapter 1 verse 1 is very key to understanding that. Okay? Alright, now hear me out. Hear me out. When you do a biblical topic search of the daughter of the people, I've covered this. We see this in Daniel, and we see this in Malachi, okay? And we see this happening today. The daughter of the people can mean multiple things. It could be literally the daughter of the people, and it also ties to Mary Magdalene as well, okay? Now, if you know, all you have to, it's all over the Bible, guys, all over. All you have to do is a topic search of daughter of the people, daughter of your people, whatever, in the Bibles. It's all over the place. Okay, so, what is biblical law? The law of the gospel is anything that is sacrificed gets raised up in resurrection and gets a sevenfold blessing, right, so to speak. So the daughter of the people is going to be sacrificed. And so this pertains to Mary Magdalene as well. Okay? Now, something the Lord showed me about the daughter of the people is that they'll corrupt her and all this kind of stuff. But Yah will deliver and all this stuff. But something you showed me, the daughter of people is going to be like the Ark of the Covenant. Okay? And this is where the plagues of Egypt come in. So those who corrupt the daughter of the people are going to have to suffer plagues of Egypt. Okay? We see this. When you do a topic search, the daughter of the people, like Jeremiah, you see the confirmations in this. So that's a revelation Yah gave me, okay? That those who have the daughter of the people are going to suffer the plagues of Egypt, and they'll be begging to give them back, okay? Now this, I found, and this also has to do with Mary Magdalene, like they're kind of one in the same. Now I found this, there's a story in the writings of Abraham and in the Genesis Apocryphon, the Dead Sea Scrolls, and that text I recently released, the Apocalypse of Lamech. Okay, we hear more details about the story of Abraham and when Sarah was taken by the Egyptians, when Sarai, I think she was still Sarai then, Sarai was taken by the Egyptians. Okay, now here's the kicker. We hear more about that story in the writings of Abraham and the Genesis Apocryphon and the Dead Sea Scrolls. And here's the revelation. We find out that she was forcefully separated from Abraham for 2 years, but the plagues of Egypt fell on them and they did not touch her. And he got Sarah back. And that was one of the biggest testings that God did for Abraham, as the book of Jubilees says. So notice, so these stories in the writings of Abraham, you could tie all this together. Okay, so we know from the book of Malachi, we know from the book of Daniel about the daughter of the people that will be corrupted, is that who's going to play that role of Abraham and Sarah? It's going to be the Assyrian occupants. So there's a parallel between Amos chapter 1 and verse 1 that we're going to be occupied for at least 2 years, and how Sarah was with the Egyptians for 2 years as well. And we see the parallels. I hope people can follow along. It's really amazing. And so before, I wanted to share that revelation with everybody this morning, but then Yah showed me Psalm 45. And now I understand why he showed me Psalm 45. Number one, because it's more uplifting, it's more encouraging. And number two, it kind of ties everything together, that Mary Magdalene and the quote unquote daughter of the people literally will play a role as the Ark of the Covenant. And we could see that in Psalm 45. What is going to be the Ark of what is going to be the new 10 commandments of the kingdom, or likened to the new 10 commandments of the kingdom? It's going to be the heathen coming into the kingdom. It's going to be the fulfillment of the book of Hosea. So that is how Mary Magdalene, or the daughter of the people, whatever that symbology, actually stands as a symbolism for the Ark of the Covenant. It's really amazing. So those who have the Ark of the Covenant will experience the plagues of Egypt, and they'll be begging to give it back. So that's what I wanted to share. That's the whole, it's really amazing. I pray people can receive that. So if you read the story in the writings of Abraham, or the Genesis Apocryphon is a more summarized version, okay? So you could see it in the Genesis Apocryphon. It's a quick, easy read. It's a very good read. And but you'll notice that Sarah was with the Egyptians for 2 years, and that perfectly runs parallel with the code encoded in Amos 1 chapter 1. So the Syrian occupation will count as, the Egyptians as the Egyptians, All right, I pray people can receive this. Thank you for tuning in. We got COVID tests. Who wants one? not me. God bless you. Thanks for tuning in, guys.